With the entire world inside your tin box turned phone, we sometimes assume we know everything there is to know. However, the truth is that we know very little about the number of countries there are in the world. Think we're lying? You've probably seen the videos where a TikToker tries to get people to name 5 nations that all start with the same letter. Did you realize most of them failed? According to TayKnowledgeAcademy.com, 83% of individuals couldn't locate Indonesia on a map. Similar to this, 78% could not find Bangladesh on a map. It appears that we still need to improve our geographic understanding. Watch this video till the end as we'll introduce you to some countries that most people aren't even aware exist. Number 1. Nauru. You should familiarize yourself with the name of Nauru since it can disappear in the future. This smallest island country, which is only 8 square miles in size, is sinking as a result of climate change. Being situated in the northwest of Australia, the island is well known for its phosphate mining and snow-white beaches. The fact that birds have used this location as a laboratory for thousands of years has ultimately rendered it a phosphate-rich area. Phosphate, one of the most important components of the agricultural sector, is like a golden goose due to its application as fertilizer. As a result, when Germany learned about this treasure, they established a corporation and negotiated a price with the Nauruan people for this resource. The British, Australia, and India then joined the competition and began paying the Nauruans with extraordinary wealth. Even World War I couldn't have a significant impact on this nation's economy. It suddenly rose to the position of the richest nation on Earth. Fast food chains began operating in the nation. People stopped going to their regular occupations, and luxury vehicles started popping up. Imagine that you live in a 3-hour drivable country, yet rely entirely on your car for transportation. It's what's caused us to become obese. Even now, it's the country with the most obese people in the world. Nevertheless, getting back to the story, this nation gained independence in 1968 as a result of its wealth and even purchased the British Phosphate Commission, which it later renamed the Nauru Phosphate Corporation. This corporation began mining with an export that was double or triple what it was, so much so that they nearly devastated more than 80% of their island and left it with barren ground, devoid of any potential for agriculture. Despite having a population that barely even passed the 7,000 mark, this nation made $2.5 billion in 1975. Everyone instantly became the king. They began investing in real estate, even abroad, constructed golf courses, and built an airport to import Western goods. However, because they had no idea how to manage their wealth, corruption set in, and people's savings were spent on useless endeavors. At one point, the nation lost everything and had to beg for food for its citizens after having inadequate assets and excessive corruption. They even advertised allowing anyone to start a bank on the island if they have $20,000 or more. In little time, the mafia had further harmed the economy. They then acknowledged nations like Abkhazia, which ultimately helped them secure $50 million from Russia. But according to the island, this is untrue. Anyhow, later on, Australians began compensating the island for housing the refugees. However, the refugees ultimately ended up being treated as slaves and criminals, further distancing their nation from the rest of the globe. From 2001 to 2008, this camp continued to operate. Then it was reopened in 2012, but the same continued. Currently, 90% of the population of this island relies solely on government assistance, and there is hardly any school system in place. People under the age of 16 frequently drop out of school, exposing their lack of formal education to the rest of the country. 12,780 individuals are currently residing in the nation and are compelled to subsist only on canned food, a startling tale that changed from nothing to everything and back to nothing. The country currently has no military of its own and is fully protected by Australia under its informal arrangement. For internal security, they do, however, have a relatively large police force. However, there is so much more to the island that we most likely cannot even discuss in a separate section. If you wish to learn more about it, let us know. Number 2, Tuvalu. Tuvalu is one of the least visited countries in the world, with a land area of just 10 square miles and an elevation of more than 16 feet above sea level. This Polynesian island, which is located halfway between Australia and Hawaii, has 11,396 residents, which is even fewer than Nauru. The island today has 6 atolls and 3 reef islands after achieving its independence in 1978. When you look up the name of this island, pictures of its serene blue beach, giant coconut trees, warm sunshine, and friendly residents will pop up. I'm sorry to burst your illusion, but the truth about its beauty is much scarier. According to this study, this area will be uninhabitable in 50 to 100 years. However, citizens express concern that the future generation may not see it due to climate change. Not only is the country's soil unsuitable for agriculture, but it also relies only on fruits like coconut, taro, and meat-based sustenance, fish, as well as rainwater as its primary source. During the hurricane, this country becomes a person's worst nightmare, with the world launching programs to assist the people. The only option is to evacuate the general public. Given the scarcity of moisture, residents are unable to support their kitchen gardens, let alone a low crop development, leaving them miserable every day. When it comes to health, people are severely afflicted by dengue fever, fungal illnesses, and other ailments. With the prospect of its 2 islands sinking, the region is actually at risk of losing even more food supplies. It appears that one person's fantasy may be another person's nightmare. When it comes to economic standing, let us show you the clear picture. The country only has 1 restaurant, 1 hotel, and 1 guest home. Now for the shocking part. If you plan on visiting this location, make sure to carry cash, Australian dollars, with you because it does not have an ATM. Number 3, Kiribati. Imagine being the first person to welcome the new year every single time. Imagine living in an area where the 4 hemispheres meet. Wow, right? For science lovers, it'll be close to heaven, since it appears to be so far ahead in time. Because of this, we're located in a region in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, with a population of 133,515 people who reside in the GMT plus 14 time zone. This nation, which is made up of 33 islands, is the same size as New York City. However, given its location, traveling from one end to the other might take 6 hours by plane. But just like Tuvalu, it's in danger of sinking forever into the ocean. In fact, according to the researchers, it might happen as soon as in 50 years. For this reason, the government also purchased 6,000 acres of property close to Fiji so that people can be moved as soon as they require help. But to be honest, any tourist will enjoy these coral reef homes owing to the stunning coastline. Despite lacking that luxurious hotel, the nation is beyond lovely because of its surf spots and game fishing locations. Fun fact, this island is home to 75 different species of birds. In terms of history, the Second World War brought forth some of the most harrowing and bloody periods for the nation. The plane and shipwrecks in the area tell the story of humanity's devastation on the Earth. Some of these islands served as UK nuclear bomb testing grounds throughout the 1950s. But thankfully, those activities came to an end in 1963, owing to a much-needed pact. The harm done to the citizens is so great that we're unable to even imagine it. Even though it's still one of the least developed countries, this nation is currently among the safest destinations to visit. Take a flight from Kiribati from Nadi or Brisbane, and you can remain there for 30 days without needing a tourist visa. Now that we've shown you some of the most incredible and previously unknown places on the planet, tell us what you want to learn about next. We're keeping an eye on the comments area. For our upcoming video, we've decided to bring something revolutionary. Stay tuned. If you enjoyed our work, please like the video and subscribe to our channel.